Morning, students. I cannot believe it is the last day of Creek Camp. I'm a little sad, but at the same time, I'm really excited to see you guys tonight. Can I just tell you that we have a fun surprise tonight that I can't wait for. So I cannot wait to see you tonight. And we're going to jump in this morning with our last devotional. And this morning, we're talking about trust. Now, when you think about trust, I think about the people that I trust and, just really even the things that we just trust daily. Like I sat in this seat this morning trusting that it was going to hold me up. But the thing is that when it comes to trust in God, I think sometimes we waver because of the trust that we've experienced here. We have people who have broken our trust. And so we kind of take that in and we struggle to trust in God. But this is the thing. In Proverbs 3:5, it says this: trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. If we are truly going to see God in our lives as this refuge, as a stronghold, and really allow him to be that anchor, we have to trust him. Over the last few months, there's a verse that God has continually brought up in my time with him, and it's in Numbers 23, and it's verse 19, and it says this: God is not a man, so he does not lie. He is not human, so he does not change his mind. He has never spoken and failed to act. He has never promised and not carried it through. And as I read that, actually for the first time a couple of months ago, God just really instilled in me that he doesn't lie. He doesn't change his mind. And everything that he says, he does. He fulfills it. He keeps his promises. And in this verse alone, saying all of those things just tells me I can trust God. Because no matter what I face, no matter what happens, he is there. He is there for me to lean into. He is there, and he is going to come through. I remember I guess it was about 9 years ago now, when I was looking to finish my seminary degree and I needed an internship. And I really wanted this internship that was back in Birmingham, Alabama, because I wanted to be closer to my parents, because I'd been out here in Texas for about a year or so, and I'm a homebody, and so to be, more than a couple hours from my parents was just really hard. And so I wanted to be closer, and God said no. God shut that door. And so as I started to kind of look for other opportunities, I thought, well, I could go intern for my dad. I had saved money up because I knew he couldn't afford to pay an intern for the summer, so I just saved up for summer so that I could pay my bills, and was ready to go work for him. And then he calls me one day, and he says, hey, I need you to call this guy in Houston. And he has an internship that you can have. And it was a guy that he had worked on staff with in Birmingham when I was growing up, so I knew who he was. And I was like, but Dad, I don't want to go to Houston. My first thought was, I don't want to go to Houston. It's so hot there, and that's the last place I want to spend my summer. But God asked me in that moment to just trust him. What I didn't see is I was looking for an internship, but God was giving me more than that, because that internship was here at Bear Creek, and it turned in to me being here now just a little over 9 years, which is super crazy to me. But in that moment, I had to trust where God was leading. He had closed one door and opened another, and I had to trust him in walking through that. I had to trust that he was going to take care of me. He was going to provide for me. Because when I started here, I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know how it was all fully going to pay for everything. But God says, just walk in and trust that I'm going to meet your needs. And that's what we have to do when it comes to our walk with God. We have to trust him. We have to trust that he's going to care for us, that he is going to equip us to fight the battles that we fight, to help us have the freedom when we feel oppressed, when we feel attacked by the enemy. We've got to trust God in all of that. So as you do your devotional today, I just want to challenge you to really look for, where is it in your life that you need to trust God right now? Where do you need him to be that refuge, to be that stronghold, so that you can live in freedom? Pray with me. God, I just come to you, Lord, and I just pray for these students as they wrap up their final devotional this morning, that you would just show them how much they can trust in you, God, and that they would walk in you, walk in that trust, allowing you to be the refuge and the stronghold that they need in their lives. In your name I pray. Amen.